Make it clap. Just make it clap. Ready?
Yeah, I got my mic there as well. Let's go.
And we're back in 3, 2, 1. What's up, yo? Welcome back to the Ins and Outs podcast. This is our second episode of the day because we just did a 30-minute episode and didn't press record.
Blame Kane.
My bad. It was really good as well.
It was really good.
Let's hope we can recreate it and make it better. So yeah, I hope everyone is well.
How do you got your mic so good? I want my mic like that.
Do you need some Viagra for your microphone?
I need some Viagra for my mic.
Did you have a flaccid mic stand?
I've always got a flaccid mic stand.
Yeah, welcome back. It's now 11 something on a Tuesday. We started at 10 something. But hey, take two.
Take two.
Shit happens. We move forward.
How was your week? Again, I've had this already, but how was your week?
It's good. It's been a good week. I had a day off yesterday, which normally I'm at normally on a Monday I'm at Performers, and I had a day off, which kind of threw me out of sync a little bit, but it was dope. I went to the studio and I freestyled for like 45, 50 minutes, which was super fun. I just put my iPhone on shuffle, and whatever songs come on, except for whenever like Spice Girls come on, I managed to skip that
Bro,
one.
you're telling me you're not freestyling to Spice Girls?
Nope.
Come on.
I would like to. I think I will choreograph a routine for them though.
Go on.
Slam it to the left if you're having a good time. Shake it to the right. You know you feel fine. Shimmy to the front.
I would enjoy it thoroughly.
All right.
Just so I could watch you dance it.
I would do it. I'll be Ginger Spice.
Can I be Sporty Spice?
Yeah.
Thanks.
No, she's not Asian. Wait.
Which one's the Asian one?
There's no one.
Oh. I want to be a Spice Girl.
Okay. But yeah. So I did some freestyling, which was dope. I haven't done it in a while. And then
What did you struggle with most freestyle? Like, was there a song where you just went, "Oh fuck, how do I dance?"
yeah,
this?"
Eminem Kill Shot came on.
The one that he cusses out Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah, Eminem Kill Shot, Machine Gun Kelly, and like when most songs come on, you can like figure out the rhythm pattern or like, or you just know the song. I really thought I knew that song. No, I don't know. It at all.
I don't know.
Like every time I found a rhythm, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm on this beat," and then Eminem would change his flow, and I'd be like,
malfunction. Body cannot hear the music.
Start popping.
"Yeah." Well, I just literally look like I'm having an epileptic fit, out of time to music. Like
Even better.
yeah, it's horrendous. So yeah, I did that. What else did Monday consist of? That's kind of it. Went to the gym, did some like plyo work, did some box jumps, some plyometric push-ups, and some abdominal core exercises
I think
to help improve my performance.
we need a reel of us trying to outbox jump each other.
Outbox each other or box jump each
We
other?
could do both.
Or box and jump at the
Box
same
and
time.
jump at the same time. Fight on the podium at the top.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I can do it.
I like jump you. This white boy can jump.
This is what you're
This
Asian.
half white.
This half white boy. I used to
Everyone
be
here is going to think that I'm actually Asian.
I'm going with it.
I'm fully white. I just don't look it.
Yeah, someone's lying to you. I think we should do like a DNA test. Like
My
an
poor dad.
Ancestry test.
I just grew up in... So I grew up in New Malden.
Is that Korea?
No, so it's it has got... So it's a place in London. It's got the highest populations of Koreans outside of Korea. So I just adapted to my environment.
Fair play.
Just chameleon my way
Like
through
a
that
chameleon
shit.
your way in. Brilliant. Yeah, so I was doing some plyo work to work on being more athletic. But you think you can box jump high, yeah?
Yeah.
What are you, 5'2"?
Bro, I can jump.
You're 5'2" though.
5'5".
5'2".
5'5" on a good day.
And I'm 5'7". Well, I'm 5'8" actually.
You're definitely 5'7", but point
No. So hear me out. I always thought I was 5'7", like when I first started, like in the industry. So I lied on my CV and put 5'8", right? Because that's what
Of
everyone
course.
does. That's just the in thing. And then I went to Dancers Inc. For a meeting, and Miranda, I think she still works at Dancers Inc. She was like, "Oh, let's measure you," and I was thinking, "Oh, fuck."
I've been baited.
Like I've been baited. She had to find out, and she measured it, and it come up 5'8", and I was like,
I've grown.
I've grown. And then I was like, can I change my CV to 5'9" now? But I never, because then I was like, then I'm never going to get the short jobs.
Right.
You know? Because at 5'8", I was managing to do short people jobs and tall people jobs.
Right, but 5'9", you're
5'9".
tipping the scale.
I know it's still not tall, so let's not get too excited. But I was like, then am I not going to get the short folk jobs? Something to think about.
I'm sure enough I could have got the dwarf jobs.
Yeah, you could play sleepy, grumpy, happy,
Angry.
excuse me, angry,
I could have got all of them.
busy, all of them.
7 dwarfs, let's go. Is it 7? It is 7, isn't it?
Snow White and the
Are
Seven.
we definitely
Yeah,
recording this time?
Yeah.
Can you check for me?
yeah. I'll be Snow White. So I'm really white. So yeah, that was my Monday, and then obviously we had the program on Sunday, which was fire.
Yeah, boy.
We had Mr. Francisco Gomez. That'll be Cisco Gomez.
Mhm.
We had Cisco back because Lisa was busy. So Cisco was such a hit last time we got him back. And like, dude, isn't he the most captivating teacher?
Literally about to say that. He demands your attention straight off the bat. It's like Cisco's in the room and you're gonna listen.
Yeah, I feel like before he starts teaching, like, he's really quiet and he's just in the corner, like, doing his own thing. And then, like, he does his warm-up. And then the warm-up finishes and he starts teaching. And it's like, that's your lights, camera, action. Go!
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, when he says, like, I'm a production. But he really is. Like, even in a studio, I feel like when you're learning from him, you're not just in a class. It feels like you're in a television show. Or, you, like... And I don't mean that as like a negative. I mean that in the most positive way possible. Like you're so engaged the whole time because he just keeps your attention. Like, and the choreo is dope. That goes without saying. Like, his choreo is fantastic. Especially, I love this combo because it went from being like quite jazz funky and detailed to like pure like
Party
clubbing
dance
party
socials.
social steps, which is what I love. Especially the fact that it was the back groove and you could kind of feel the whole room like. And I was like, "You're best not be shit at this. Like,
Yeah.
you do this
But
every
it's
week."
so funny. Those are the moments that dancers struggle with, like walking and
Yeah.
a basic groove.
Yeah, selling
think
the easy shit.
Selling the easy shit.
And even he was like, right? He said to him all, like, this is the part that you're struggling with because you can't, like,
You can't just
you
vibe.
can't
into
fake
it.
the funk. Like,
Fake the funk. You can't fake the funk.
can't fake the funk.
I love that.
That's not mine. But I'll pretend it is for today.
Yeah.
I didn't make that up.
It's a Ken original.
It's not, but we'll go. So, yeah.
But also, he tells a story of his intention throughout the choreography. So it's like you're going on like a journey whilst learning, so you understand what you're trying to
Yeah.
portray as a dancer.
Yeah. He's just fantastic. And, like, I mean this in the least big-headed way possible, but it was such an ego stroke. Like, because listening to him teach is kind of like just saying everything that I teach, but in a more refined manner. Like, I feel like he's got a really nice way of executing and delivering it, better than mine, because he makes it more exciting to listen to. But, like, all the skills and different things he talks about and in the ways of moving is all things that I say on the regular. And, like, it kind of made me realize that, like, yo, I am actually a really good teacher. And I'm also a really good student, because when I learned all these skills, I was a student. I'm still a student from him. Like, I took his class. Do you know what I mean? I'll always be his student. I'll always be a student of the game. But it made me realize, like, the shit I teach, it's the shit that, like, the greats teach, like him and John. Like, to me, they're like my two heroes. You know what I mean? In the UK and Marco, like, those three are my three, like, favorite teachers or dancers in the UK, like, that I like learning from and watching dance. But it really just made me go, yo, like, I actually know what I'm teaching, because they just say the same stuff, but like reinforcing the message I have. So it was a bit of an ego stroke. Like, I turned to you in the middle of class and I was like, yo, this is stroking my ego a little bit. And you're like, what do you mean? I was like, he just says everything I say, but cooler. Like,
But cooler.
but cooler.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's it must be nice to know someone like him is saying the same shit as you are, basically.
Yeah. And, like, I hope one day that, like, my students, when they go and teach,
They'll say the same things.
and I don't want them to be like, Kane taught me this, or I teach this, but I just hope that they deliver, like, similar. Like, I hope that they've learned from me and from the people, like, that I've learned from and that I bring in, and they pass on the message to the younger generation of dancers that they teach. You know? I feel like that'd be super, super inspiring for me to know that my job is complete. Completed. So yeah, man. Fucking dope Sunday. Really
Knackering.
dope. Forgot what I was gonna say.
That's right. Okay, I've got a very random question, totally
Go.
off topic to anything that we're going to arrange today.
Hit me.
Do you like and comment on social media? This is really random. Like and comment on social media on things that you don't think are good.
Ooh. Yes. But not in a way of just like blowing smoke at people's ass for no reason.
Right.
Like so say for instance, like it's something to do with dance, and I don't necessarily like the steps. I might appreciate the hustle it took you to get there,
Right.
or I might know that you've faced adversity recently and you've overcome it and you've got somewhere. Or I might like your trainers.
But do you then comment on the trainers or the dance?
I never comment. I just put a like
little like.
and sometimes a fire emoji. And if it is like about shoes, I will just put dope kicks. Like, do you know what I mean? Like it's a different.
If you
side of
ever
it.
comment on that, I know that I've done bad dancing.
But if I like it and comment and you go shit shoes on, then I must like
Then you
something.
must. Yeah.
Because
Okay.
if you're wearing Skechers and I like that shit, or I comment,
you
you've
got
done
mad
something
beef
right.
for Skechers, didn't you?
They're shit, bro. Worst shoe of all time.
Why? I don't actually know anything about them.
Exactly.
Right.
Thank you. You've just sealed the envelope for me,
Gosh, yeah.
and that's the way it should be. Do you know what you know? That pensioners wear them.
Right.
That's it. And a few dances that I teach, which I rip on the regs. But it is what it is. No, I do like and support people. I feel like I'm trying to send out the message that I want to receive, kind of like you were saying on the podcast before, like be a beacon of behavior. Like
Let's go.
I want to send out positivity to people that I feel like are busting their ass or like just succeeding. And it might not be like, they might not be a 10 out of 10. They might be a 3 out of 10, but they were a 2. Like, you know, like they're on the climb, and I respect people's climb. And I feel like if I put that out, then I'll receive that too.
Mm-hmm.
And not that I need to receive it from everyone,
No, but
but it's nice to receive. Like, it's nice to be told that you're doing a good job or like that you're killing something. But I don't need it by thousands of people. Like, yes, it would be lovely because it would be great for us as a business and as a brand. But like, I always say it's about the quality of people that tell you good job or something like that. It's not necessarily about the quantity for me. So like Leo Macnardo, probably ruined that. He's like an OG dancer. Like he's done everything in the States. Like he put a flame emojis on one of our reels. And it's, to me,
Yeah, you
like-
voice note me straight away. Like,
like-
oh my god.
to me, like that's like a legend. That's like an icon of the dance industry. Reinforcing that what we're putting out is
It's
good
good.
content.
Yeah.
And that means more to me. Like if we got 100 comments on that,
I wish.
yeah. But like that one means more than 100 like
100.
random comments.
Yeah.
From like
the
yeah, although it would be lovely
the
to have it
status.
from a bunch of 18-year-olds
Yeah.
or like a bunch of college students, that would be amazing. But if coming from, to me, like an OG, like someone before social media's time, like he's an icon of the dance industry. If you know your dance history, like that means so much. And like Taja Riley sharing it, like, bro, to me, like that means we're putting out good stuff, and that means the world to me.
Absolutely. And I think there isn't enough of that because you, like, over the last 3 years, I've been constantly building new projects, new companies, whatever. And I never know if I'm doing the right thing. And by right thing, I mean, like, what appeals to the masses. So it's really hard for me to, or for anyone in this situation, to adjust accordingly because no one gives you feedback, which is something that I'm really working on now. Is if I think someone's done a good job, I will straight away tell him. You know, I always, trying to build that up as a skill. Because, like, for example, I received a voice note just before Christmas. So I met this individual in Malta on a night out. Nothing like that for the record, just as like a friend. And I swear to God, fuck you.
No, she fuck you.
No, nothing like that. And haven't interacted with her at all since. And then she voice noted me saying,
One night stand.
no, it was honestly nothing like that. Fuck off. I'm trying to tell a story here, man. And she voice noted me saying, because of everything that you put out on social media, you've inspired me to open up my own company and to start my own podcast. And I was like, that really made my week. I felt so like touched by that. I had such a high influence on someone else. It was lovely. So I'm now trying to give that to other people.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And reading back to the whole social media thing, like my philosophy for like interacting with someone on social media is I have to, like, if I enjoy it, like for example, if Kinjaz releases something, I'm most likely going to enjoy it, so I'll probably like it.
Support your peeps.
Support my peeps. And the second is if that person's elevated themselves. Like even if I don't enjoy what they've done, but they've done a better job than what they have done previously. Kind of like what you were saying, like you're respecting the grind and the hustle, like going from a 2 out of 10 to a 3 out of 10.
Yeah.
That's when I'll be like, okay, good job.
Would you tell someone if it was a bad job?
You, yes, because I have that relationship with you. Someone like Nina, yes. You know, there's a few people in my life. Or if they ask for it.
Yeah. I feel like I never ask people for advice.
No,
Like
you
not
don't.
not
I was actually
nobody.
thinking about this the other day. I was like, Kane never asked.
Like I don't
anyone.
ask not nobody. Like in my career, I used to ask John quite a lot. Like because he was ahead of me and I really respected his opinion or how to handle a situation. Like with some stuff I asked Georgia, but like a lot of things like if I'm really I only ask for help if I have doubt.
Okay, which is not very often.
Like I only ask for advice or help if I have doubt. But if I believe in something or if I really like something, I don't. It's not I don't care other people's opinion, but it's like I feel like I'm so used to having to hustle on my own. Like in the dance industry, like you're constantly figuring out how you're gonna pay your bills, how you're gonna survive, how you're gonna book an audition. Like especially like from being in the States of every week going, how am I going to pay my car payment and my rent? And no one else is going to pay it for me. I didn't have time to ask for other people's opinions on shit. I just did what I had to do to get shit done. And I feel like that's created a mentality with me that I can accomplish anything, essentially, on my own. Because I did that on my own. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I was such an individual person there. Like I was quite lonely. Like I had friends, but like
Doesn't mean you're. Yeah.
they weren't paying my bills.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they were lovely friends, but like I don't know, I just felt like I knew what I wanted to do there and I knew what I had to do to make it happen, so I just cracked on with it. And I feel like I'd still have that same trait where like I'm quite individual and selfish, but it's not selfish in the selfish way. It's just like I think about me before anything. I'm the sole purpose, and if I believe in it and I like it, I just go with it without asking people's opinion because I believe in it so much.
Do you reckon that's that has pros and cons?
100%. 100% it has cons because I might be wrong. But at the same
But you don't
time,
care.
I'm willing to own that mistake myself. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like if I believe in it and I ask 5 people and they all say, nah, I don't think you're right on this one, and I listen to them, I'll have that in my mind going, I should have just fucking did what I did.
Right.
Or if I listen to someone and they go, oh, try it like this, and I do it their way and it doesn't work, I'll be like, motherfuckers, their fault. Like, do you know what I mean? That's on them. Like, but it's not, I want to be accountable.
Right.
So like when I believe in something, I feel like I just go forward and I don't care what other people think, but I don't even seek it.
Right.
I don't seek
It's not
their
even a thought in your
opinion.
mind.
No, there's no thought.
It's really interesting. Because, see, I think I do have a fair amount of self-doubt, if I'm really honest with myself. So I constantly ask people for opinion on stuff that I do, especially new stuff. Like, for example, I wrote out, I'm writing an advert for something at the moment, and it's the first time I've ever done it. So I've gone and asked people's opinion who I trust, you, for example, because I have no idea if what I'm doing is right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But because I have that self-doubt talking, I feel like I need that external influence to say yes or no to my own work. So I'm actually really envious of you being able to go, fuck it, I'm going to do it my way.
But I also think it's down to knowing your strengths and your weaknesses. Like I know my strengths. Like
Okay,
so when it comes to like things like I'm shit at, like editing, pressing record on a fucking podcast, like filming stuff. Like when you say, Kane, how do you want this filmed? I don't know, bro. So
Is that-
like it's because I have no idea.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
what do you want this artwork to be like? I don't know. I have no idea. What do you want this? I don't know. I have no idea because I have no understanding. But if you say to me, should this be a kick ball change or a step ball change? Bitch, I know a ball change.
Mr.
Like,
Change.
do you know what I mean? Like that's when I only think I really stamp what I know. And if
Okay.
I don't know something, I don't pretend I do.
Okay. So is there a moment in recent times that you've done something new which you felt like you needed an external opinion? Not something new, anything. Could be anything. Where you've gone, I need to ask an opinion here. Or do you just go, I'm going to work it out?
I think I ask you a lot of stuff when it's to do with like this, like
Mhm.
the podcast or the program, because you're
That's
there.
normally a
Every,
discussion.
because you're there every week.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, you see the ins and outs.
Oh yeah.
Plug.
Ching.
Subscribe on YouTube. Please leave a comment, like, follow us on Instagram. Follow me on. No, don't fuck Facebook. Don't follow me on that.
Yeah, fuck
Um,
Facebook.
I run out of social things to follow on.
Yeah.
But like, I ask you for opinions on stuff like this because you're at every podcast and you're at every class. So, and I trust that if I'm doing something shit, you'll tell me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, so let's say it's nothing new, but like on Sunday, I kind of grilled all the students. And it wasn't a grilling, but I felt like I'm always like Mr. Positive. And it was the first time I feel like I've actually gone to everyone, no, you're being too soft.
Yeah.
Like I need you all to be like mentally stronger. I need you all to want it more. I need you all to fight harder.
Mhm.
And I was so afraid that I'd like knocked this wall down and I didn't try and build it back up.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd beaten them down and I was so afraid that I just left them to figure it out without reinforcing, without giving them a positive reinforcement at the end.
At the end.
And like I doubted that.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as we left and all the students left, my first thing was coming over to you and Nina and Faith and going, did I do the wrong thing?
Which you didn't, for the record. Like, I felt like I didn't walk away from that going, oh, I'm shit. I thought I was like, oh, okay.
But if you did, that was the whole point of my conversation. You got to be
You need
resilient.
resilient
Like you
think-
got to be like tougher. Like that was the whole point of it. But I don't want to be the person to knock people down. I want to be the person to advise people and help people get stronger.
Which I think you betrayed perfectly. So,
But like so things like that. That's when I have a doubt.
yeah.
But other than like that, what new things have I done where I need to ask help? Like just even stuff like at the moment, like I'm trying to sell my house.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have no idea how the housing market is. So I'm not even going to pretend that I know. I'm not even going to try and guess. I just asked the estate agent, yo, what the fuck is going on?
What do I do?
Like, what do I do? Why
Mhm.
can't I see a house? Why is no one ringing me to view their house when I've asked them? Like,
Mhm.
I'm not going to try and guess and figure shit out. Like, I feel like I'm really good at knowing what I know. And that's it.
Okay. Does that stop you from straying into the new?
No, I changed the light switch last week on my own. I've never done that before.
Let's go YouTube.
Bro, I literally YouTubed it and learned how to do it. Like, I'm willing to take stuff on and try stuff, but I have to want to. If I don't want to, then I'm not going to try.
No. I remember when you edited your first video. I can't remember. It was, I think it was Cisco Gomez's choreo.
Yeah.
You put the music over it, put the title, and you called me up like, bro, I'm so proud of myself.
Yeah, I was. And you even said, you're like, that's
That was
actually
really
a
good.
decent job.
Yeah, it was really
Because
good.
I put the training program thing over the top of it
Yeah.
and you hadn't done that. Like, it's slightly different. You were like, go on, you. And I was like, let's go.
I've never seen you so happy. YouTube
Yeah.
is such a tool.
The best learning thing. You
Dude,
can learn anything on YouTube.
I've
You can
literally-
learn how to dance on YouTube.
I've actually learned my last 3 careers on YouTube.
Yeah. Isn't that like what Elon Musk says as well? Like,
It's just we're in an age of this is so random, but we're on such an age of information is literally everywhere. There's shit information, and there's great information.
it's just about being clever enough to decipher what's
you
good
got to
and what's
go through
bad.
it. Like,
But that's the same as going to college and uni. Like, I know colleges that have teachers who are teaching that I would be like, you're fucking like, you're letting them teach.
yeah,
Like, there is.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same. Like, whether
I think it's-
YouTube or college or a university, it doesn't mean that
Yeah.
the teacher's always good or they're a bad
I think
teacher.
it's a little bit more refined though. Like you're gonna get.
To a degree, yeah.
I would like to think. I mean, I don't know enough about the.
Yeah, because there's not
industry.
like a dance teacher going into a dance college being like, this is how to dance, and they can't dance.
Yeah.
Like, whereas
They
there
can
are,
probably dance.
whereas
they're
there
just
are
not-
probably people teaching you on YouTube how to paint that have no idea
I
how
have
to
no
paint.
idea. Yeah. I mean that is the thing. Is there is so much information out there that is you do have to spend the time to go through it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can fucking YouTube anything now. I just stop swearing.
Fuck off.
Okay. Here is another random question.
Go on.
What is the most resilient moment or the moment where you've had to show the most resilience? Whether that's personal, career.
It's to me, it's the easiest question ever, but it's because it's the hardest thing I've ever had to do and face.
Right.
Like, so for people who don't know, lots of people will know, but for people who don't, like, I was arriving on set for a vodka commercial in America at 7 a.m. I got a phone call from my mum to say my brother had hung himself,
Mhm.
you know? you know, that's the toughest thing I've ever had to hear or take in my life. And I was faced with an option to carry on doing my job or go home.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that if I carried on doing my job, it would make everyone's day easier. Not
Right.
mine, but everyone
No.
else's. If I left, they would have had to reblock an entire advert. My partner wouldn't have had a partner.
Right.
It was more than just about me.
Mm-hmm.
So I stayed and I did my job. I stayed for 7 hours or whatever it was, did the shots that needed to be done. And they let me go as soon as I made a point of being like, look, I'm happy. They said I can go home.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know, I'm more than happy to stay. But I need a space where I can go and be on my own and not listen to dancers moan about not being able to get to an audition next week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I need to go and just have me time and just call me when you need me. And I'm not doing no extra shit. Like, I'm not doing that. Can you do that one more time, carrying a bottle from one corner to another? Like, no fucking way. Just let me do my dance shit and then I'll go home. And they were amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my friends were choreographing it. They were incredibly supportive. The director, who I'd never met before that moment, was, I can't even remember her name, and I wish I did. Like, I owe you so much love and thanks. Like, she was amazing. I had Alex Shaundoff and Matt Day there, like my two friends who I needed like support there. And I did my job because that's what I was set out to do that day. Like, and to me, we shouldn't have to do that. I'm not saying that everyone needs to hear something that tragic and go, the show must go on.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, it shows my character. It shows that I'm resilient and I'm not a quitter and I won't give up and I will fight for what, whether it be a job or to make shit happen or the show must go on. And it's just the way my brain, I guess, is conditioned in the dance industry, that we think the show must go on. And I do think mine is too far extreme to one way. Like, I should have just fucking gone home and been sad at home instead of sad on set.
Why do you think that? And I'm not saying you're wrong.
No.
But
Well,
like,
because I
what's the
probably
thought
would have
process?
handled the process way better.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, instead, I beat myself down even more than I probably needed to.
Mm-hmm.
But in my head, I was like, I'm not like letting this defeat me in this moment. I'll deal with it at home. Because, like, if that was going on stage at the Wembley Arena in front of 100,000, or Wembley Stadium in front of 100,000 people, I still would have done it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And that's just the way I think I'm built.
Mm-hmm.
I've built
Well, you built that way.
I've built a resilience. Like, I've built like a shield of armor around me that goes, okay, I can find my moments where I detach stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in those moments, I was like, right, Kane the human can't overtake here. I have to just like do
Okay,
my
then.
dance and
Yeah,
fucking go. Which, you know, is a pro and a con.
Yeah.
Because I also was a shit human a lot of my dance career. Like, as in, I didn't do all the fun human things a human should do. I was solely dance driven. But I also contribute that to a lot of my success.
Yeah. So it's a double-edged sword, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. So I would say that's probably the most resilience I've ever had, as in, like, just crack on with it.
And I'm guessing that resilience had to carry over the next few months, or did you kind of cut work out and were you then in that
I flew
human
home.
mode?
Well, I flew home
Yeah,
like
yeah.
within a few days, but you know that trauma is still there. But life goes on, right? You have to just one step in front of another. Like Dory says, just keep swimming. You know what I mean? Like,
Good old
whatever
Dory.
happens, just keep swimming.
Um,
And I think now we're in a day and age where as soon as there's hardship, and I don't mean to offend like younger dancers or younger generation, but as soon as there's hardship, or as soon as they make a mistake, or as soon as there's some defeat, they're defeated. And that's the overriding contender is, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough, or it's too hard. As opposed to, I'm
How
going to
do I
figure
work
this
out?
out. I'm going to be able to do this. I'm going to get better. Like, there's no Dory keep swimming. It's like,
Oh, hurdle.
poor
stop.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, or
Victim
hurdle,
mentality.
stop, go back to the level I could jump on instead of trying to jump over the level that I can't jump.
And
You know what I
stand with
mean?
that.
Like, imagine you're playing a computer game and you get to boss level and you fail like 20 times. Like, I don't know about you as a kid, but were you the
I
kid
get
that
through
kept,
that shit.
you the kid that kept trying it?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. You're not the kid that puts the game away.
There's a quote I think that reinforces this. Is I heard it quite recently. For every level, there's another devil.
Ooh.
And I definitely experience that every time I go into like a rut. every time I get out of that rut, I elevate.
Mm.
Like there's normally something better that comes into my life after, and I always imagine it like a boss fight in a
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
It's go on, Karen.
So I feel like the biggest thing that I've noticed in the past few years is that people's resilience is nowhere near as strong. Like no one's as thick-skinned, and you know it's so hard because you don't want to be like people. You know, like they would say, men cry, boys cry too, men cry too. Like men have feelings too, and I'm not saying that you need to like put them away and not have feelings and not have emotion. That's not what I mean at all. But it's about finding the balance of knowing when it's
to fight
okay
that emotions.
to fight those emotions and when it's not. And
Absolutely.
like, I feel like I meet so many people that are like, I'm having.
And that's not just for boys. That's
boys. I'm just
boys
using
and-
boys
yeah,
as an
yeah,
example
yeah.
because I'm a boy. But like, where people go like, oh, I'm having a bad day, so I'm not gonna do class today.
yeah.
And I'm like,
Get
bitch, like, you're having a bad day, or like, I'm not in a good mental headspace. Like, this is the mental health is the new thing. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not in a good mental headspace, so I can't do class today. And I'm like, do you think the toilet cleaner at McDonald's is having a good mental headspace day?
No.
And is not like, do you know what I
They're
mean?
not
Like,
turning up for work.
and they're still gonna turn up and clean the toilet. Like,
Mm.
all you're doing is fucking prancing around the dance studio. Like, do you know how amazing that is? Do you know what a gift you have to be able to just fucking put on some tights and bounce around the studio? And you're going, I'm not mentally able to sustain this today. Like, bitch, you ain't in the cave. You ain't in, like, my mum used to say to me, like, whenever something bad would happen, or I'd ring her and I'd moan, and I don't moan very often. And my mum always says to me, I'm the kind of person that has either the best day ever or the worst day ever and nothing in between.
Nothing in between.
Like, she's
okay.
that. Like, she's like, you're either everything was the best day or it was the worst day. There's never a middle.
Right.
I feel like that's changed as I've become older, but like, that's how she always describes me. And whenever I would go and moan about something, like, I'd be like, Mum, I had to do 2 hours overtime in rehearsals today. I'm fucking pissed. I had to do it like that. And she'll always go, could be worse, could be in the mines.
Yeah.
And I go,
Good point, mum.
I'll ring you tomorrow after tomorrow's amazing rehearsal. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
feel like now we have people which are just so willing to feel defeated or give up and not fight for what they really want. And in this industry, it's a fight every fucking day because you're going to get more no's than yeses. That's 100%. But all those no's make that yes so much sweeter. And if you're a person that always receives yeses, when you get a no, it's going to suck.
Crush you, innit?
Like, I just feel like people need to work on having a stronger mindset and more self-belief and more resilience. And I think there are loads of different ways to do that. I don't have a perfect example and a perfect way of doing it. All I know is my ways that I do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's I guess part of the issue is I think there's a lot of issues to today's current global approach to life is we're finding excuses for everything. There's a diagnosis or an excuse of why you're behaving the way you are. And like I think to illustrate that, how many times do you hear go, oh, I'm this because I'm this star sign? Yeah, I'm like, bitch, shut the fuck up.
You're a wanker.
Like, or I'm this because I was raised this way, or I'm this because thing. And I'm like, okay, that might be the contributing factor to why you are the way you are, but that doesn't mean you have to stay that way. Like, or I'm this because this is just who I am. No, you can be anyone you want, but you need to find a way to transition out of that. You can literally create your own character whenever you want.
Yeah.
And I think we're just finding excuses, and because excuses sound to the best of who make them up.
Yeah.
And then we stick to that, and we kind of create a
But we only find excuses for our weaknesses and our flaws. We never try and find excuses for our successes or our
strengths.
strengths. Like, when do you ever hear someone be like, "Oh, I'm really successful and I work
'Cause I'm a
really, really
Gemini."
hard because I'm a Gemini." I'm a Gemini. But do you know what I mean? You don't, right?
And because it's a coping mechanism, it's going, I'm this way.
It's passing the blame on.
It's passing the blame on. And as I always say, and I've said this on this podcast quite a few times, when you point one finger, 3 point back at you.
Yeah.
You know, and it's going.
If you're a Gemini, it's double that.
But there you go. You've just created an
Yeah.
excuse of why you behave the way that you do.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not going, oh, I behave this way because I'm a dickhead. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I need to elevate and I need to change myself.
Mm.
You know? So I think that's issue number one. And I can't remember what the other issues are that I was going to talk about. So I'm just going to Blank that one out.
I think everyone is so. Let's just use dance as the reference because it's easier. We're always so concerned about being better at steps, and we're never concerned about being better at the other part of being a dancer. Like, being amazing at steps isn't necessarily going to make you successful. Because I know so many dancers which have given up and they're so fucking dope. I know so many dancers which, like, get 3 no's and they go, this is too hard, it's not for me. Like, you have to build a mental toughness. You have to build resilience and thick skin. You have to believe in yourself and your ability. Like, let's say, for example, like, on Sunday, I'll use this reference, is like, people were struggling with it because they were exhausted because they'd learned Cisco's combo and they were brain fried, and then they come out of mine. They come out to learn mine, and it was also, I don't think it was like mentally challenging. I think it was physically challenging. You know, there were hard moments, but it wasn't that difficult. But they were so exhausted from the class before that they didn't show up to fight for the next one. Their energy was low. They were walking on with their heads down, like the floor, but they were like, we can't do this. And I made a point of going, guys, if this was 4 o'clock instead of 6 o'clock, you'd be chilling. You'd be killing it. But like, this is only 3 hours. Like, you've got to fight to want this because you want to be better. Because if this was your audition, which is an all-day audition, and you've learned 3 combos, you'd be fighting for it, right? I hope. Otherwise, you're not going to get the job. And the people that fight for it and they're the most resilient are normally the ones that get the jobs. Not always the most talented. It's the ones that are willing to stick it out. It's the ones that will push harder and harder and harder. And I just feel like, do we have that? Do we have that in this generation? I'm sure there is it, but I don't see it as much as it.
I think...
and not even this generation, because that's me being so harsh, because I went to college with people who were so talented and have never danced the steps since they've left college because they didn't have that resilience. But I feel like all I ever remember is people who are resilient because they're the people that have still been on this side of the career path with me, like achieved. Like, I mean, done it.
And I think where a lot of the issues lies, and again, I'm not saying this is a generational thing, is people
Probably is.
can't think long term. And to illustrate this, I think, like, if I told you, if you wake up at 6 a.m. every morning, I'll pay you £100 a morning. You would get up at 5:59 and you're up and you're ready because you're getting a reward for it. And I was having a conversation with someone quite recently this person was struggling to motivate themselves. And I said, what people miss is that, okay, I'm not going to give you £100 if you wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning, but getting up at 6 a.m. or whatever you need to do is likely to pay you that £100 later. Do you know what I mean? It's like the habits and the behaviors that you demonstrate now will be what pays you later. And people can't connect the dots. So turning up for your class on the second class after Cisco's with high energy levels is what's likely going to pay you later. But if I said to every single dancer in that room, I will pay you £100 if you bust your balls off for the next hour, they would have bust their balls off, not realizing that them doing the work then will pay them later.
Down the line.
For
sure.
You know, and it's what we do now, which creates and puts into fruition the life we want later.
Yeah. And like a big part of
why... And I'm not saying I did any better because I definitely did it in that class, but
you got to show up. You got to make it happen. And it's not even that it's going to be perfect, but you've got to at least leave knowing that you tried. And you gave it your all. Because if you leave knowing you didn't give it your all, are you satisfied? Like, I've left loads of times knowing I didn't give it my all. And I look back and I go, what a mug. I missed out on so many opportunities. You know, like, those are life lessons. Free lessons. Free lessons. They weren't free. They cost me money to think of the job. But, and then my other thing is, like, I feel like people are actually talented, but they have no self-belief. Like, they don't believe they can achieve it. And, like, if you don't believe in yourself, or if you don't believe you can accomplish something, how the fuck is anyone else going to believe it?
100%.
Like, if I'm the choreographer or if I'm the creative director and I've got 10 people in front of me and I'm looking for 2, and there's only 2 which are showing that they believe they can roast it, doesn't matter how good the others are. I'm going to hire the 2 that believe in themselves and have the belief. Because if I go to you, bro, you're on stage in 2 hours, I'm going to teach you this combo, and you go, there's no way I'm going to be able to do this. I'm going to let you do that job, but you're probably not going to do another one. But if you go, okay, let's get it. I got this. I'm gonna use
You're
you.
booking.
Like, do you know that there's a dancer who I always think about has this like self belief and like and is probably now one of the most working male dancers in the country is Anders Dino. Like his energy is always good. Like he believes that he's like he believes that he's dope, but it's not in an arrogant way. It's in a self belief. He knows he's put in the work. Like, and I think if you don't believe in yourself and you've not put in the work, then it can be arrogant. But if you know you've put in the fucking work and the effort and then you believe in yourself, that's not arrogance. That's real self-belief because you've put in the work. Like, whereas with Anders, like, just for you dance, he'll be like, greatness, baby. Like,
But it brings that attitude.
and he'd be
with
like,
it.
let's kill it, baby. Let's go. Greatness. AD all day. Like, it's this like, it's
And
this,
that rubs off as well, right?
yeah, and it makes you go, we got
Fuck
this. It's
yeah.
that, like, he's got that Kobe mentality, bro. Like every time he does stuff as well, he'd be like, Kobe. Like, there is heroes. Like, he has that mentality. And that's why he's so successful.
And I think to kind of go back to your point is people who invest in you will always invest less in you than what you invest in yourself. So if you're not elevating yourself, people aren't going to try and push you up,
Facts.
you know?
Preach. Say that again.
People will always invest in you less than what you invest in yourself.
Say it for the people on the tube who just missed that.
People, I've just lost it. People will always invest.
People will always invest less in you than you invest in yourself.
100%.
So if
And-
you fully and totally invest in you, normally people see that and then they start to invest in you too. But if someone sees that like you're quite lazy, you don't invest in yourself, you don't show up, you're not on time, you don't put in the work, then who the fuck else is going to put that effort into you?
100%.
No one.
And I see this with people who are employed, and this isn't obviously dance employment like normal employment. They go, oh, I've been in this company for 5 years, I deserve a pay rise. Pardon? I don't give a fuck about how long you've been there for. I care about how much work you've been putting into that company. You know, it's
Because if
people
you've been there
expect the
5
pay
years
rise.
and you're late, like
Yeah.
if you're 5 years and you
You do
go out for
40%
s-
effort,
you go out on a cigarette break every 20 minutes,
Yeah.
like
then people shouldn't be pay more. And I think people expect money first or elevation first, work second, when it's work first, elevation second. You know? And it's like for me, like I'm in this phase of my life where I'm just constantly working on me and not worrying about the money because I know the money will come second. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to build myself up to be the best I can be. So A, everyone else around me like gets a better version of me, but B, like I'll create that financial and elevation reward later.
yeah, and that carries across into to dance. Like if you invest all your time and effort into making you a better dancer, a better performer, a more confident person, having more knowledge and understanding about the world you're going into, that's only going to pay off for you. You know, that's going to make you in a much better position for people to invest in you. Because if I say to you, yo, bro, you're a dope dancer, like, you know, what's your inspirations? Like, what do you like? And you just go, I don't know. I'll be like, oh.
Dead.
Like, I'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. But if you go, do you know what? I love Randy and Heifer. Like, I love Misha and Nick Bass. Like, that Kenny Wormel thing. I'll be like, okay.
Let's go.
You know your shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'll believe that you're more invested than maybe you really are. I don't know. Like, and obviously I just use them as because they're all my heroes. But
But it illustrates the point.
it shows.
So going back to resilience, do you have a technique to deal with resilience? And I'm going to lead with my example first. So as you know, but I've been building something in the background for the last like 6 months, whatever. And I keep hitting hurdles and I keep hitting self-doubt and I keep hitting like things that was holding me back. And the other day I went into something that challenged me mentally. And I'm now using this technique where I visualize the day that I release the company, how that's going to feel, what's going to happen when I sell my first product. So I'm using all these and I really visualize and I live it. So I get this like excited, bubbly emotion. I'm like, fuck yeah, I can do this sort of shit. And then when I'm in that state, that's when I then execute.
Yeah.
So I build myself up with a visualization of what achieving what I want to achieve looks like.
That's dope. I think I have different ways for different things. Like I'm quite materialistic, as we know. So sometimes I'll be like, I vision like the house I want. So when I don't want to show up and teach 6-year-olds how to two-step this week, I go, this is gonna pay off. This is gonna help me get the house I want to do. Like, because it's the stuff that I'm not so invested in. It's the stuff that I don't love as much. So I know to get through those things that I don't love as much,
You need to find that
I have to find a
motivator.
motivator. Because I'm not going to be like, I'm going to make these 6-year-olds the dopest 6-year-olds they can be, because they can barely do up their shoelace. But, like, you know what I mean? It's like, that's my motivator for that. But then other times, my motivator might be, depending for what it's for, like, I'm going to help someone else reach their goals. Like, I'm going to help create this person's dream. That's a motivator for me. Like, when I see someone get an amazing opportunity and I might have been part of that journey, that's a huge motivator to me. I love seeing my people succeed. And not my people as in I own them or they're mine, but like people that I've interacted with, or we've had an investment in each other. Because I think when a student invests in you and you invest in them, you build a partnership. You build a relationship. Not in a weird way.
Yeah,
But you know what I mean? Like
it's a working relationship.
It's a give and take. Like they've invested something into me, I'm investing something into them. Like, so when they succeed, like that makes me so fucking happy, because I know that's part of us. That's also a branch of me succeeding. Because that means I've succeeded as a teacher as well.
As a teacher, as a mentor,
and then
as
other things,
as a business partner, not business partner, as a working partner.
And then other things that help me build like resilience is like I listen to people's podcasts or audiobooks of people who inspire me. Like I'm currently listening to 50 Cent's audiobook.
Has he got an audiobook?
Well, he's got a real book, but
What's
I can't
it?
read. His audiobook, I'll find out
You
what it's
can
called. Like, I can read, I just hate it. But dude, like, it's fucking dope. And like, when you actually hear about it, like when he tells you it, it's called Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter.
I'll have to watch.
I'm only on the chapter 3, and the chapter 3 is called Constructing Your Crew. And it's about like getting the right people around you and stuff. But he talks about the image of like 50 Cent and Curtis Jackson, and how they're two different people.
Two different. It's a product.
So when you think of 50 Cent, what do you think of?
like gangster rap,
Yeah, what do you think his nightlife is like?
like nuts,
Like drugs, alcohol.
yeah.
He doesn't drink.
like the. Have you watched Power? The TV series. I think that.
Yeah. Well, he made that, so
Makes
he's
sense.
the mate. He's the writer.
Right.
It's his TV
Yeah.
show. 50 Cent doesn't drink.
Mm.
He's like, he talks about it. He's like, I go out and party with everyone.
But I don't drink.
And when
I take Coke instead.
when the bottle of Ciroc is finished, I ask him to go and put some water in it, or
Right,
some lime
fake
and soda, and I hold that Ciroc and I pour my drink. So everyone thinks that I'm partying too, and he's like, I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm being calculated. I drink. I
like
stay
that.
part of the atmosphere, and he's like, and I make the most of those opportunities, because when other people are drunk, they start to be more giving. So I learned more shit. I'm more attentive. Like, it's a full on like business and game, and I'm like, I learn from people like this, and I'm not saying that I do that, but it's like,
There's a
there's a method to your madness. Like, how can I make this carry across into my
into
life?
your world.
And like that helps me build self-confidence in knowing what I can execute, because I've heard someone else
Do it as well.
do it as well.
Which is funny. I'm reading it's called Shoe Dog, which is the creator of Nike. And dude, the story is amazing. It's like, I wouldn't say it's a very well written story, but how he like basically created Nike in like 1963. So obviously in the 1960s the world was a lot bigger.
Yeah.
And he flew out to Japan, started importing shoes from Japan. He's like 23 or something, and like the amount of hurdles he overcome, and like it's just such a phenomenal story. And then when I think about all the small bullshit that I have to go through, I go, this is nothing.
Yeah.
You know, and that helps me create that resilience, because I'm now not idealizing, but I'm now reflecting on other people's hardship,
Yeah.
and then it goes, I can elevate and I can create that.
I can do this.
I
yeah.
can do this.
And that's how I build like self-confidence, because I go, they can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
Like
I can do it, I can do it better. They
Yeah.
can do it, I can do it better.
Yeah. Or at least try my best to do it
Try
better.
my
Like,
best.
you know. So that's another technique I use, and another example I use to Faith about how to like build more self-confidence is be around like construct your crew. Be around people that aren't gonna bring you down. Be around people that are gonna lift you up. Like, your tribe is your vibe. Like, so if you're with someone who's like, yo, like, should we just do nothing today and chill?
Someone
all
who
day?
enables negative behavior.
Yeah, or like,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
bitches and moans about everything. And I've been that person. And it's not the person I like being, but I've been that person, and I probably, it's affected me in a negative light. But I'm also now not that person.
Mhm.
You know, I've grown out of it. I've recognized those things, and I go, wow, I need to be around people that like lift me up. And now when I have a goal and I set a target, someone that goes, you can fucking do that. Let's go. How do we do it? As opposed to someone going, oh, I don't know. Maybe can you?
Bro, I
Because then
hate
my
the word.
mindset is gonna go. I'm gonna put my mindset on what their expectation or what they believe I can achieve.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go to their level. I want to be around someone else who goes, okay, let's do this.
What step
and
one?
like, and I said to Faith, I was like, you know, Jake is that for me. And her example, I said, well,
Who did you
what's
say
going
this
on?
to? Sorry.
Faith Newport.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I said to her, I was like, so let's use an example like you and Nina.
Mhm.
I was like, why don't you become accountability partners? Why don't you become accountable for each other? What are you both trying to achieve?
Same thing.
How do you both, how are you both going to use each other to get there? We'll make each other accountable. Let's be like, yo, once a week, we're going to both freestyle and send each other a video. Or like, we're going to both go and take a class we don't like and keep each other accountable for it. Because if you hold yourself accountable to someone, you're more likely to do it. That's why like these like Slimming World and shit like that are so
Fucking-
successful.
Yeah.
Even though
'Cause
the
it's-
methodology is absolutely fucking trash. Like,
Facts.
it's the worst way of losing weight of all time.
Facts.
But that's why it works, is because you go and you build a relationship and accountability with 20 other women or men, normally women,
And the instructor's always overweight.
and always has no fucking clue what they're talking
Nope.
about. They just read a book and go, these are points. Whatever, another rant for another day.
I can go off on one.
But the whole reason is then you become accountable because you're embarrassed to cheat and go back the week later, and everyone else has put in the work and lost weight and you've not. That's the whole method behind it. It's keeping you accountable, kind of shaming you a little bit.
It
but
is,
like,
shame
but
can be
it's-
useful.
yo, when do you know when people go like, you shouldn't fat shame? This is gonna get me cancelled. People go, you shouldn't fat shame. I'm like, but if it works.
But if it were, and it's
Like,
also-
and I'm not saying like in a horrible way, but like, should I shame you for not being able to do an LV
yeah,
at the right time? Yeah, because then you might want to be able to learn to do it.
yeah, I'm trying.
Like fat shaming, I should not have used that as the example.
no, but but it's now quickly on.
But
the
that's what
topic.
Slim World is. It's fat shaming. Like, just so you all know, like it's, oh, you didn't reach your target this week.
Yeah, and it
Everyone
really
else
is.
did.
And
That's called shaming.
we're now going too far in the opposite direction. I think this is like, we'll carry on with this overweight subject, but this can be used in much more general context. Is we're now going, it's okay to be this way. No, it's not. Imagine saying to a teenager, it's okay to be the way you are, when most teenagers are depressed, have anxiety,
Yeah.
you know, are not enjoying life.
Yeah.
And they go, you be exactly who you are. Get
Yeah.
the fuck out of here. You need to elevate. You need to build. Like,
Yeah, be better.
you need to be better. And like, I know it's really harsh and it's the uncomfortable truth, but like, listen to the uncomfortable truth, because if you listen to it, you react to it, you develop from it, you're gonna be a happy person.
Yeah, it's okay to be a shit dancer and want to be a professional.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not. It
Well,
won't
it's
happen.
okay. I said yeah.
And want to be a professional.
Yeah, yeah, that-
it's okay
that's-
to be a shit dancer,
And
but
work
not if you
towards
want to
it.
be. Yeah, but it's not okay to be a shit dancer and be happy
At the
with-
level
at
you
the
are.
level you're
Yeah,
at and go,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
okay because I'm here, but I want to be a dancer. It doesn't work that way.
Doesn't work that way.
So yeah, I think those are the ways that I build. Oh, super went off topic, but like my resilience is like, you know, and put yourself in uncomfortable positions.
All the time.
Like the one of the
You grow through what
one
you
of
go
the
through.
things I grew the most, except for like obviously my brother. When I moved to LA, I was broke within 6 months, and I was thinking, oh my god, I have to go home.
I have to move home.
How do I make money? Obviously, it's illegal to work in Starbucks when you're on an O1 visa because
Is
you're
it?
only you're an artistic alien. You're only there to do performing work. So
Right.
I ended up getting a job in the Abbey, which is a gay bar where I danced in a speedo 3-4 nights a week, and men tucked money in my pants.
Is it?
Like that is my living nightmare.
I
Like it was my living
Right.
nightmare. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
literally despised it. But fucking made a lot of money. It was good money. Like, but it kept me.
videos.
Yeah, somewhere.
YouTube.
Photos. It kept me able to do
To do
the thing
the
I
thing.
love.
And you had to sacrifice.
So I had to sacrifice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
There's a quote. No, go on. You go.
the resilience and the mental toughness it gave me, because I was so embarrassed
Mm.
for the first 6 months of doing it. I was embarrassed always doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But what it taught me was like, yo, I can do this. I can do anything. So that was the most uncomfortable I felt. Like I'm stood there, short, ginger and pasty, in a Speedo, whilst not competing, but stood next to all these people which looked like Greek gods,
Right.
like giving a two-step and getting paid more tips than me
Mm-hmm.
because they look better, and me going, I have to make this work, and I have to find my way of making this work for me. Like, I hated it. I was so embarrassed when Jamal Sims would walk in, the choreographer for Step Up movies, or Brian Freeman would walk in. I would want to die because I'd be like, oh my God, they're seeing me do this thing. I'm so embarrassed. And actually, when they saw me, no one was ever like,
What
what
the
are you
fuck
doing?
Yeah.
It was kind of a bit like,
Did they put money in your pants?
Jamal did, yeah. And it was kind of like, in fact, no, his husband at the time did. Jamal was like, I can't do it. And I was going, just give me your money, man. Like,
Please.
his husband at the time did, but they're no longer together.
Oh,
Another
sad.
story. And then,
Was it because he?
no. But then it was like, do you know what? Like, this has gone from feeling the most vulnerable, uncomfortable thing I could ever do in my life
To feeling empowered.
to feeling like, this is how I pay my bills, yo. Like, this is actually becoming quite easy.
And it kept you
sometimes it became fun
Mm.
because I try and find the positive in it. So then, if I went into an audition and you went to me, stand there in your pants, I'd be like,
It's
okay.
coming all up,
Whereas
baby.
most people, if you say to them, stand there in your pants, like, they'd feel horrendous. I don't give a fuck. Because I've done it, like, in a way that made me feel so uncomfortable that I built up resilience and strength to overcome that. And self-confidence to overcome that.
Absolutely. Love it. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah. I think my most resilient
your arm.
stroke. It's okay. I know we're talking about gay bars, but my most resilient moment, and this is definitely so it's a good 3-4 month period, and it taught me so much about myself and how much we can endure as humans. So 23, it's mid-June. I'm 23 years old, so mid-June 2019. The commercial property we're in now came up for grabs. I'd never thought about running a business. It was kind of back end of my mind, but like it wasn't coming. Like I knew it wasn't coming to fruition. Had 2 weeks to decide if I could run a gym company, and I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. So we were going back and forth between my parents of like working out the numbers. Is it possible? They basically said no. It's like there's no like
There's no way this is
there's
gonna
no
happen.
way this works. Like there's no way you take on a building this size with no historical background.
And then it was huge.
And yeah, so
Yeah.
it's bigger, like, and I said to my parents, and this is about the whole confidence thing. I said, I will work 14 hours a day, every single day to make this work. Because they were like, who's going to clean? Who's going to do this? And I said, I'll do it all. I'll do absolutely every single job it takes to require to run this company. And they said, they were like, okay. And the second persuading point was, I'd rather put everything I have into it and lose everything, and knowing that I tried. I'd rather, so I to be really honest, I put 19 grand into it, which was everything. So I came away from that and I had like £200 left in my bank. I put every single penny I had into it. So we we took on the keys of 1st of July. We're opening 1st of August. So it's a 4,000 square foot building with lots of different rooms, and we had to completely renovate the whole building, build a company, build the website, build the company marketing from absolute scratch. We had nothing. So for a month straight, I was in here from 6 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock at night, painting, building websites, doing absolutely everything to make a company.
Shit that you didn't even know how
I had
to do.
no idea how to do it. So this is where the story thickens. So on the 7th of July, so it was 7 days in, I had a shoulder operation booked in. So I had to go into operating table on the 7th of July, had my shoulder cut open, had some of the bone taken out, drilled in, put 2 screws through. It's a 9-month recovery process.
Robocop.
Robocop. So the advice was to obviously rest for the next like month and do absolutely nothing. So I stayed in hospital for one night, and I asked Sarah Jane to drive me straight into work and get back to it. So I'm there with one arm.
Sarah Jane's from Spider-Man.
Sarah Jane is like a business partner of mine and one of my besties. So I'm there with one arm. I'm decorating for like 14 hours a day, just getting shit done. And then we opened 1st of August, and I worked from 6:30 a.m. to 9 o'clock at night. Still with one arm. So 14 hours a day. So it's a 100-hour working week for 3 months straight, whilst I was battling an autoimmune disease flare. So I'm ill. So for those who don't know what autoimmune is, it's where your immune system attacks your body rather than defends you. So my body's in bits. I'm working a 100-hour week. I've got one arm. I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. And we're still here in the building today.
Respect.
2.5 years on. And to me, that was the moment I went, fuck, I can do anything.
Yeah.
If I can get through this, I can get through absolutely anything.
That's fucking dope, man. That's ambition.
100%. And I like, no one believed in me.
Yeah.
Like, no one was like, this is possible. And I was like, I know what I'm capable of. I know how hard I can work.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's self-belief, man.
Self-belief, 100%.
That's confidence. And like, and that's why that's what I'm saying. Like, as performers and dancers, if you don't have that belief in yourself, no one else is going to.
No. 100%. And people will only invest in you less than what you invest in yourself.
Yeah.
And I showed everyone that I would quadruple down on me and make that shit work. And we made it work.
And that's funny, isn't it? Like, so, no offense.
Mm-hmm.
3 years ago, I never would have had you be my business partner.
No.
I never would have invested in you. But I saw your amazing building and what you'd built. Do you remember the first time I came and I was like,
I want it.
bro, what the hell? And it was actually like seeing your determination and your grit and like your ability to make shit happen that inspired me. And I was like, he needs to be on my team. Do you know what I mean? And I'm assuming it was the same way the other way around.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I saw how hard you work and I was like, I want to be on his team. And it's like people, like, I think it's rare that you meet people like that. For example, when we did the podcast with Christy Lee Manning, straight away I was like, she inspires the fuck out of me. And I'd
yeah,
love to
she
work
needs to
with
be on
her.
my team.
Like, I would
Yeah.
love to be on the same side as her.
Yeah.
Just purely from the way she talks about herself. That was a selling point for me. So Christy
Cheers.
Lee Manning, if you're listening, me and you, girl. Not in that way, fuck off.
She's married.
I don't care. I
And
don't work with
her
her.
husband looks like Marty Gadalka.
That's even better.
Yeah, so I feel like, wow, we went down a rabbit hole today.
We went down a rabbit hole.
For
I
the
went off on one.
for the second time. We didn't get this deep into the other one. We only did 30 minutes. But yeah, so guys, be resilient. Believe in yourself. If you have any questions on how to do that or, I don't know, improve on yourself, message us. We'll try and help the best we can. I'm not saying we know the answers, but we know what works for us, so we can pass that on to you. And thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe on YouTube, Apple. We're on Audible now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we always were. I didn't know though.
Let's go.
See, remember when I said that shit when I don't know stuff about it, I don't pretend I do? That was that moment.
That
I
was
didn't
that
know
moment. You're honest about it.
And we're on Spotify, but if you're listening, you already know that. And yeah, please share the podcast with everyone you know, all performers, all dancers. Let them know if you like one thing about this podcast and you don't like 100, still share it because that one thing might help someone else.
Yeah.
And
let us know how we're doing. Going back to what we were saying, we never know.
yeah, tell Jake.
No, tell both of us. We never know what's good and what's bad.
Yeah, what do you want to hear? What
What do you
don't you
wanna
want to hear? And what guests would you like on? We'll do our best. They'll be probably via Zoom, but we'll try. We'll see what happens. And thanks for tuning in. And peace out. Kicks of the day. Jordan 11s. Got him £30 on Depop. Say what? Yeah.
Okay.
Bye, bitches.
Bye. Boom.